Are you about to sell that investment property or batch? Wait, pause, stop until next week, and I'll get you an extra 100k or something like that. Changes to the government's Bright Line rule come into effect next week. This is the piece of law dusted off by political parties as a sort of quasi-capital gains tax on people who were flipping properties soon after buying them to make easy cash. You see, Labor quite stupidly moved it down to 10 years, I thought. Buy and sell within 10 years, and Labor regarded it as flipping, you know. National's bringing it back to 2 years, buy and sell within that 2-year period, and it's tax. Family homes are exempt, of course. What will be the impact, prices, listings, all that sort of thing? David Grubb is with property data experts Valocity. G'day, David, nice to see you again.
Hey, good morning, Garner.
What's going to happen?
Well, if you wait another week, then things are going to change. There's a big difference with the 2 years now because of anyone who bought around the time of after COVID when it was really accelerating.
It was hot, wasn't it?
Yeah. They had low interest rates. The investors were getting in. Mum and dad were getting into the market. Larger investors were taking an extra property or two,
yes.
And everything was fantastic. And you had good cash flows because the interest rates were low. And now it's all changed with the interest rates more than doubling, and so now they're in negative cash flow areas. So people are hurting, and they want to
get rid of it.
Yeah.
So do you think, because they've been avoiding selling it just in case they get stung, so do you think once this goes back to 2 years, people will you'll see a flood of listings?
Yeah, we might. I mean, there's about 75,000 people bought during that period,
Wow.
investment properties, and of those, about 25,000 are in negative cash flows at the moment. So if you're a mum and dad and you bought a property and you're watching the market decline at the moment, you might go, I'll unload and come back in when the interest rates are due to come down. So that's middle of next year to the middle of 2026. The Reserve Bank's saying 2% cut in that period.
Yes.
So that will suddenly change everything.
And people, they may not have used the property that much. Let's say it's it's a batch. They haven't used it that much. They have regrets. You know, things aren't working out. They could sell that. They can finally put it back on the market. Investment property going backwards, put it back on the market, get rid of it, clean your hands of it.
Yeah, the batch is an interesting one. They reckon the first thing to go when things are tough for people earning good money in town is the batch, because the neighbours can't see the batch go.
Yes.
They can see the flash car go.
See the BMW go?
Yeah.
The boat?
They can't see the batch go, so it's a couple of years grace before the neighbours realise you had to sell your batch.
Yes, and not keeping up the Joneses. So with the listings, if there are increased listings come on board, that would force prices down, would it?
Well, you know, the prices are easing still at the moment, generally across the country. There's a few little pots around the place, like West Coast has defied gravity, but that's because their prices are half of everything else.
Have you seen we can get down there? I was looking the other day.
Amazing,
if I could run away to the West Coast, be mortgage free, and have a decent place on the beach.
Yeah, it's
what else do you do though?
That's pretty cool, but you might be able to do the transmission from that.
Yeah, that's a good point. I might have them up. But seriously, with the listings, you see prices maybe soften even further. Are prices still coming down? What does your data tell us?
Yeah, so the prices are coming down, and if we do see people coming on the market, although you'd expect to see a little bit of that now, and listings have increased, so but prices are not going up. The states came out and said, listings are increasing, so that's just fantastic. There's going to be it always precedes.
Yeah, but you guys see the truth. But you guys are the best guys in the business to see data. It's like a blood test. You see everything that is in the blood. So
yeah.
I mean, has there been a sort of secondary dive this year? Have you seen prices even soften further?
So the prices picked up in the middle of last year and going into the election, and it was pretty much about going into December, where they just suddenly eased off again, and it's just been a glide slope this year. They've just dropped away just gently, and there's no real change to that at the moment because of the interest rates are super high, so people are under pressure. But as I say, they're going to come off with 25,000 people potentially, wanting to just restructure. And it might be if you have 5 properties, you might go to 4.
Yes. Mum
and dad might get out of there if they bought one in.
Yes.
And they went
just
to a seminar.
A bit, yeah.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, the market's always been good over the long term, and we are projecting. The Reserve Bank's projecting these reductions, but there's a year away.
Yes,
so,
it's still at least a year away, probably.
Yeah.
And if you look at the tax that people pay on these houses, if they flip them in this 10-year period, I mean, the 10-year was too far. It was too wide, wasn't it?
Yeah, and what they did was they moved it so that it was 5 years for new homes. So
yes.
People changed their stock, so that soaked up a bit of this overhang of people building houses that were already no one could afford to buy.
What was the tax rate? 30-odd%, was it?
Well, no, you pay whatever your marginal rate is. So, for a lot of people that maybe can afford an investment property, they might be paying 39 cents in the dollar.
39 cents on the profit.
Yeah, and they're just about to move trust rates to that. So
then now's the time. Wait till next week. That's your best advice. Appreciate it. Thanks, Dave. Thanks. All the very best. Cheers.